Another day, another fantasy football draft, man. We're hopping right into a fantasy football draft on Underdog in 2026, baby. And we've got some good tournaments we could still get into. I think I'm actually going to break the streak of not doing Superflex and hop right into a German Shepherd, but Superflex. $5 entry, 10K to first place, 5,100 to second place. Nice and easy right here. Let's just hop into a Superflex tournament and see how it goes. And there was a little bit of interesting news I did feel like was worth mentioning here. Definitely since it's been a slower news cycle, obviously, over the last couple weeks, we all need some news that isn't negative. And this one was positive for people who are into David Montgomery this season. So David Montgomery, the Texans were talking about him in the media and basically saying, we view this guy as a 3-down back. So he's expected to get a 3-down workload, which really shouldn't be much of a surprise, I guess, necessarily, because of the fact that they did trade decent capital for him, and they did probably view him as that before they traded that amount of capital for him. So I wouldn't say it's like a shocking piece of news, but it's definitely noteworthy for people who have been into the idea of getting David Montgomery in drafts this year. I'm kind of curious to see how his price goes in fantasy drafts tonight. Obviously, we won't get a great gauge on this one alone, but I did think that one was worth noting just because of what happened with that comment. So appreciate you guys being in here tonight. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Show your support, and if you're new, make sure you're keeping up with streams. We're going live every single day doing fantasy football drafts. And we are in the German but Superflex in this one. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this Superflex goes right here. Money and a thing. Good to see you in here, man. How you doing tonight? Happy Tuesday to you. So super. Everything is super, dude. There's not anything that isn't super, if you ask me. Must be a longer shot clock. Kind of feels like that. Coffee Holla, good to see you in here, man. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining me. Money and a thing, literally it's just old quotes getting recycled. That's how slow the news cycle is. Well, then it fooled me. It did fool me, I have to say. Okay, that wasn't the case here. I'm just going to go with my gut and go with Bijan here at the 105. We'll see how I adjust my strategy since it is super flex throughout the duration of this one, but that's what I'm going to stick with right now. Alias, good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself. USA got beat like they were the Jets. I didn't watch last night. I ended up, I was golfing last night, so I missed the whole game, but I heard about it afterwards. I came home and I asked my wife, like, how'd the game go? And she was like, oh, they got destroyed. And so kind of looked into it a little bit more today. A little depressing, but hey, man, we got to watch it for a few days, so it's what it is, man. It's what it is. But Alias, good to see you in here, man. Lee G, good to see you in here as well tonight, man. How are you doing on this beautiful evening? 3S Garage, good to see you in here. Hopefully you're doing good. Man, you're early tonight. I've been tired today, and I've been tired of doing the super late stream, so I was like, you know what? We're going to do it earlier today. So, yeah, 9 o'clock Central Time is what we're doing right now, and it feels good because I actually feel like I've got some energy, and that's great. Before I forget this, guys, a lot of you guys have been asking me, if we already have Underdog accounts, how can we get access to the Google Sheet of best Underdog draft strategies? So you're able to do that now. I figured out I needed to think about a way to protect the value for people signing up for Underdog, because I do obviously receive payment for that when I get new customers. So if you go to the link, or not the link, it's in the description of the video. My Venmo, it's just, all I'm doing is just putting it out there for $12. So if you go to the description, you'll see my Venmo. You can Venmo me, and once you do that, I will give you access to the best Underdog draft strategies and their advanced rates. So that means you've got lifetime access like all the new customers do. Whenever I make changes, anything like that, you've got lifetime access. I don't have any big plans to move this anytime soon. So you're going to have access to this for lifetime, basically, anytime I make updates. So yes, yeah, people were asking me about it, and I am just hooking up my Venmo. And if you would like to, either support the channel or just get the sheet yourselves and get access, there is a just go down in the description of the live stream. It's not a link. I keep wanting to say link, but if you go to the description in the live stream, you will see my Venmo, and you can Venmo me from there, and then I'll send it to you. So yeah, that's that right there. Just wanted to make sure I got that taken care of right there, because I know people have been asking about that for months this offseason to this point. But the big thing is, either way, if you're a new customer and you do want to get access to this, it feels ridiculous to leave JT. I'm going JT and punting on quarterback again. It does feel like if you are new to Underdog and you just want to hop into drafts, all you need to do is use my code. You still will get this for free. But this is for people who already have Underdog accounts to be able to do that. So yeah, there you go, guys. And happy to answer questions about that if you have any. Coffeeholic, cool fact about Montgomery, in my opinion. He went to Mount Healthy High School. Mount Healthy High School in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is the same high school I went to. That is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That is a pretty cool fact right there. It's always fascinating when someone like that goes to your school. My cousin, she dated AJ Hawk in the Cincinnati area of Ohio in high school. It's like, and I grew up and our team played what's his face? Our team played Johnny Manziel, and we got the crap kicked out of us a lot. So it's fun when when those stories come up, right? Alias, any thoughts on Ayuk going bananas? Nothing different than what I've already thinking about, which is that it's surprising to me why it's surprising to other people. Like, at this point, it's like, it's obvious, but even before it was getting ridiculous, to me, it was still like, okay, this guy is nuts. Like, when he started first doing it, I was like, this makes zero logical sense. If I'm a player looking to play for another team, why would I be acting like this? And especially if I'm looking to get cut. Because the 49ers, they don't care if they hold on to him. Like, at this point, they don't have to pay him. So it's like, why would we do you we would be doing you a solid at this point by cutting you. The more, like, mud you sling at us, you're just going to, like, get yourself into further down in our bad graces. So it's not shocking to me whatsoever. I don't really have any new thoughts other than the fact that it would not shock me, as I've been saying for months now, if he doesn't play again. It really, truly would not shock me. Oh, man, it's hilarious, though. I will say it's definite comedy. There's no question about that. 3S Garage, I'm in a super flex right now. Got the number one overall pick. Here are my top 4 picks. Allen, Amon-Ra, Goff, and ETN. I like it, dude. I like it. Sounds pretty good to me. I got to tell you. I do have to tell you, that sounds pretty good to me. Alias, more and more than he already is, I mean. No, I know what you mean. I just feel like I clocked this one a little bit earlier. It just makes zero sense. Like, if you're in your right mind, or maybe he's in his right mind, he's just dumb. Like, that's a possibility. So, it's not really surprising. Money in a thing. I did 2 Superflex drafts. One of them I was able to stack Drake May with A.J. Brown. Also had 2 other good quarterbacks as well. Feels good. Yeah, that feels fantastic, I would imagine. I definitely punted on quarterbacks in this one, so I don't have tons of confidence that this actually ends up good for me, but I guess we'll find out, right? Coffeeholic, so we can use this same sheet even for seasons after this one? Absolutely, yeah, that's the thing. Is once you have access to this Google sheet right here, you don't lose it. Like, I'm not gonna, because, like, if you know anything about Google Sheets, once I share it with you, I would have to, like, manually go give you, like, I would have to manually go in there and restrict your access again. So yeah, no, you're going to be able to use this for basically, I don't want to say life. Maybe I do change it at some point, but yes, like if you get access, you're going to have access for future seasons. I don't have any plans to move this information elsewhere. So yeah, if you already have an Underdog account, like I said, just go in the description of the video. My Venmo's on there, and I'll send you this copy of this. But of course, still, if you're new to Underdog, it's still free when you use my code to sign up for Underdog and play. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, it is 100% that you will have access to this in future seasons. Good question. Like I said, open to answering more questions about that. Dante Demora, good to see you in here, man. Always good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well tonight. And thank you again for being a loyal member of the Roundup family. Howdy, we'll try it again in the next one. We'll be here, man. We will be here. Money and a thing. That sucks that quarterback's flying off so fast. Goff in the second feels gross. Yeah, I have no frame of reference, so is this early? Like, is this earlier than usual for quarterbacks? I don't have a frame of reference, so genuinely looking for answers here. I have no idea if this is early or not, but this is my experience right here. This is my experience right now. I feel like I want to get my third quarterback here, to be honest. Even though Pickens is great. Okay, Pickens is gone anyways. I'm going to go ahead and take Bryce here. And I'll worry about stacking later. And I'll leave the door open. Maybe I'll grab a fourth quarterback. We'll see. But I might just be okay with 3. I might just be okay with that. Alias at Coffeeholic, is everyone in Mount healthy, high actually healthy, or just the name? That's a great question. I'm curious now too. John Termini, good to see you in here, man. How you doing tonight? What's up, Ryan? A little early tonight. Yeah, I know. Been going so late with the live streams lately. It feels like we're early, but I'm happy because I was really tired the last couple nights here. So it's good to have you in here on such an early hour on a Tuesday night. Good to see you in here, man. Shamrock, good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself. Should we be taking more Browns? I know they're the Browns, but they don't have the easiest schedule this year. Don't they have the easiest schedule? They do. They do have the easiest schedule. I do think that the Browns, man, it just depends on the cost to me. I don't think that the way I would look at it is that you need to just blanket statement target more Cleveland Browns players. But I think a lot of them are pretty good values. Like, I do think that one or the other of KC Conception or Denzel Boston will exceed their ADP. Like, one of the two guys will. I don't know if both of them will, but one of them will. So I'm totally on board with doing that. I like Quinshon Judkins in a 5th round cost. Where he goes in Underdog drafts, aside from Superflex, he's a great value to me. I'm not as in on the quarterbacks, to be honest with you. I would say that Fannon's cost is fantastic. So it's just kind of one of those things where it depends on the player. I don't think blanket statements should be to just go after Browns. I think it's more of a player-by-player situation. It's a good question, though, man. Good to see you in here tonight. We got to get a receiver, and I would love it if Neighbors was there at the 608. But I could also stack Tetero McMillan with Bryce Young. I could do one or the other. Neighbors isn't going to make it. Yep, auto pick to Neighbors here, so that is what it is. Hopefully Ted is there. This guy's got to be going receiver, though. He's got to be. Yeah, he went Ladd, so I'm going to go with Tetero McMillan here to stack with Bryce. What's the advancement structure on this? Okay, so this is normal. 2 out of 12, 2 out of 10, 2 out of 12. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. 3S Garage. I grew up and lived close to Jay Cutler's hometown. Went to college with his younger sister. That's interesting. That's fascinating right there. Yeah, I think everyone's got a story of that type of nature, right? Yeah, to me, Johnny Manziel was the closest like pro athlete that I went to high school with. I didn't go to high school with him, but you know what I mean. Like, he was the closest vicinity. Who remembers? Wow, I'm forgetting it all of a sudden. Why am I forgetting his name? Running back, played for the Rams for a little bit recently, like in the 2010 era. Wow, why am I forgetting this? That's annoying me. Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Brown. He went to high school in Steele, Texas, and or not in Steele, Cibolo, Texas. Steele High School, and he used to obliterate us. He used to obliterate us, dude. It was freaking nuts. Honestly, I think Mike's price in the 7th is nice. I do think that's good. Loveland is falling, though. That is fascinating. But I just want receivers here. Coffeeholic, not even close, bro. LOL. Not healthy at all. Got that name from the cholera outbreak way back in the 1800s, and that area was the one area that never got a single victim of cholera. Whoa. How about some history there for us tonight, right? That's wild, dude. That is freaking wild. Ripping and flipping cards. Good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself this evening. 49ers State Meyer is from Taylor High School in North Bend, Ohio. Home of President William Henry Harrison. We're getting some history tonight, guys. I'm all for it. I'm all for it, man. This is fantastic. Good to see you in here tonight, man. Alias, Ramondre Stevenson went to the same high school I did. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Coffeeholic, at least they stayed healthy in the 1800s. Yes, there's something to cling to. Who Hames, good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself tonight. Appreciate you joining the stream. Sup, fam? That looks about right for Superflex. All right, I was curious. Yeah, this is, like I said, my first Superflex draft. So I wasn't sure how this was looking. Loving it, the 709, honestly, pretty good value. I could have done that, but yeah. Didn't do it. Alias, my high school football team almost always sucked, though. Our girls' basketball team was always one of the best in the nation. Yeah, it's interesting. The high school I went to, we were good in baseball. Yeah, we were always good in baseball for some reason. Basketball, football, had good years, but none of them ever made like a serious run to the state finals or anything like that. If Warren is available, I don't think I can pass up on Tyler Warren. He's not. This guy feels like he's auto-drafting a lot. But Rome here is a very easy pick, in my opinion, if available. And if he's not, I think Tate does actually make sense. I think I'm going to go with Tate just because of the stack with Cam Ward. That does make sense. Money in a thing. In the German Shepherd but Superflex, you get 20 points for an interception. Geno is a great pick. Yes. Geno Smith is the secret sleeper in Superflex because of that interception number right there. You cannot forget about the value of interceptions when you're in a Superflex. It doesn't matter if it's a regular best ball draft, only in a Superflex. I would have started the same first 5 rounds given the run out. Interesting. All right. Well, there you go. There you go right there. Alias, I like Quinshon Judkins. Every other Browns player might inconsistent and worries me. I'd still take some. Yeah, I actually as much as I do like Judkins at cost, I would say Fannin is probably my favorite. Fannin's cost in an underdog draft specifically. Not talking redraft, not talking, any other platform besides underdog. I love the price. I love the price of Harold Fannin. I mean, you can get the guy in normal best ball drafts in like the 10th round sometimes. I think that's tremendous value on Harold Fannin. So I would say that out of all the Browns, that's my favorite because I really do feel like he's in line. Like, to me, he's the easiest path to 100 targets in that offense. Like, someone else will do it, but I don't know who it is. I think that I'm pretty certain that I'm pretty certain that Fannin will do it. I'm pretty certain of it. Although I like Judkins most, still need to hope he stays out of trouble. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a factor. I would say that he's, he's definitely shown his colors, but at the same time, from a fantasy perspective, I'm not going to hold it over his head because I see the talent. And again, the cost isn't too high. Like, if he was a third round cost, maybe we could see a little bit of a different conversation, but being in the 5th round, sometimes 6th round, I'm pretty on board with that. Coffeeholic, down for a Frenchie marathon next? Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to. You guys start voting in the chat. What do you want to get into next? I'm in the German Shepherd Superflex right now, but I'm down for a couple other things. So you guys let me know. Kawasu, good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself this evening. Yo, what's up, Ryan? Not too much, man. We're just here drafting, having a good time tonight. How are you doing tonight? Who Hames, go after Browns. A pretty bad statement in fantasy football and the bathroom. Yes, yeah. In the bathroom, it's very, very suspect. It's a very suspect thing to say. Money in a thing. I vote for running it back in a German Shepherd for Superflex. Okay, so we've got one vote for the Frenchie Marathon and one vote for the German Shepherd. So you guys let me know. Keep those votes coming. We got a tie right now. Shamrock, LOL, this could be their year. In Cleveland, it's always the Browns' year. No, Browns fans are usually pretty realistic. They're not like Cowboys fans. I live in Texas, born and raised here. I know too much about Cowboys fans. Who Hames? I'm in for Superflex also. Okay, that's 2 votes for the Superflex, 1 vote for the Frenchie Marathon. So you guys keep them coming. Keep them coming, baby. All right, the values are starting to even out a little bit here again, so. DK would have been a potential pick. I'm thinking Fannin, if he makes it to me. I think this guy might do it, though. All right, cool. I grabbed Fannin here. I feel great about having Fannin as my tight end 1 in the 10th. Love that right there. Who Hames says I'm in for Superflex also. Yep. Alias, Browns players are good enough to take shots on depending on where you get them. But I definitely worry about it. Only guy I have confidence in is Judkins. Yeah, again, to me, the guy I probably have the most confidence in is Fannin. As far as like the value you'll get at cost, I don't think there's any way Fannin doesn't return the value of the cost. In my opinion, I think that's a pretty locked and loaded thing. If Judkins was like 6th or 7th round consistently, I'd feel more confident. But 5th round, it is like on a bad team. How many points does this team score? Therefore, how much upside and what's his weekly ceiling. So I can see that going awry. Not necessarily going awry, but just being kind of meh. But with Fannin, as late as he's going, to me, in best ball, I think to me, Fannin is a great pick at cost. A fantastic pick. Okay. I think that going with Bill Krosky in the 11th is a move I like. It's a move I like a lot, if I'm going to be honest. If I'm going to be frank here, I do like it. I think I might actually be done with 4 running backs. I'll keep it open just in case I don't go with a third quarterback. I mean, who else am I going to go with at quarterback? Nobody. Yeah, I'm done with quarterback here. So might take one more running back. We'll see. Money and a thing. My best friend's brother was an NFL tight end for 3 seasons. Played on the Steelers. Let me guess. Xavier Grimble. Ladarius Green. Ladarius Green probably played more seasons than just 3. I don't know. I'm curious, though. Unless you're just messing with me. I could see you messing with me, too. Jedi Loco, good to see you in here, man. How you doing tonight? Thank you again for being a very loyal member of the Roundup family. You're down for whatever. You're a cool customer, bro. It does look like the lead right now is... It looks like the lead is the German Shepherd. Alias, it's cholera, not Culero. I don't even remember what we're talking about. I don't remember what we're talking about. John Termody played football with Kimball Anderson. He was fullback for the Chiefs, and Casey Hampton is from Galveston. Oh, dude, I remember Casey Hampton. I do know that he's from Galveston. Yeah, Casey Hampton was a freaking... Dude, he was a Mack truck, bro. He used to put centers on skates in his heyday in Pittsburgh. Eventually, he got a little too big. Wasn't passing physicals, but in his prime, Casey Hampton could freaking shove some guys around, man. He was freaking huge. Dude, Casey Hampton's head. If you guys want a good laugh, just look up a picture of Casey Hampton in his helmet when he was with the Steelers. His head was so big. It's insane, dude. It's insane. I was hoping Pittman might sneak back to me, but I wasn't fully expecting it, to be honest. I don't love my receiver room, to be honest with you. I think that there's room for improvement, if I'm being frank. I think Matthew Golden here. Well, Wandale makes sense for the Tennessee stack. I'm going to do Wandale here. Put my belief in Tennessee on this one. Keith the Big Shooter, good to see you in here, man. How you doing tonight? German Shepherd, looks like it's the winner, man. Jedi Locos is Frenchie, so we now have 2 votes for the Frenchie. And I think that's 4 votes for the German Shepherd. So German Shepherd's still at a decent lead. But voting is not closed yet. It is not closed. Coffeeholic, if you want to talk about INTs, don't forget Tua turned the ball over. Yeah, you can't forget about that. Shamrock, have you seen the movie Draft Day? Great Browns movie. Oh, dude, that movie is very pro-Browns. It's like almost like they were running propaganda for the Browns in that movie. I don't know why. Every draft season, though, I always rewatch that movie, even though it's one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen. It literally is one of the dumbest movies, but I still watch it. Hallie Lyon, good to see you in here, man. Always good to have you in the chat. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself. Alias, I like Fannin. The reason I like Judkins most is because I trust whatever quarterback to get the ball to him no matter what. With Fannin and the wide receivers, it depends on the quarterback to get them the ball. Since we don't know for sure who the quarterback will be, it's definitely worrying a little. I'm one of those that wants Shador the most. No, I do think Shador would be the best for the pass catchers. Like, if I had to pick as well, I would pick Shador. And I get your perspective on Fannin. I just think, to me, man, Fannin is like a safety blanket for Deshaun Watson as well. I think he's a real legitimate like weapon in that offense that Todd Monken will utilize, because Todd Monken also very well known for utilizing his tight ends. So for that among many other reasons, I am definitely a Fannin guy. I'll tell you something, man. I was listening to Chika Okonkwo talk about his potential role this year, and it got me a little hyped, I will say. We'll see if he was lying or if he was just wrong. But Chika Okonkwo, I was listening to him on a podcast the other day talking about how excited he is for the role, and that he was told all offseason he's going to be a premier weapon in their offense. Important news to note there. I think it's important. So I'm going with him again. Who Hames? Honestly, Denzel Boston, one of my highest owned players. That profile doesn't exist that late often. Well, I think it's smart that people are taking shots on the rookie receiver class this year, because the entire rookie class was so disrespected. And I'm not saying that they're great and better than people think. What I'm saying is that the entire rookie class became so, like, just forgotten about in this fantasy football process that it's pushed their prices down so low to the point where we've never in best ball really seen rookies go this low. So I don't mind that shot to take. I was never a big Boston guy. And Who Hames, I know you and I have talked about Boston before, so it shouldn't surprise you that I'm not like the biggest Denzel Boston guy myself. But I do think that I understand what you're saying. Take the shot on the guy. He's late enough to justify it, and also way later than any other rookie wide receiver class is going right now. And the Browns does have an effect to his later cost too. John Termini, vote for the marathon. Okay, so that's 3-4, I think. So we're getting closer. We're getting closer. 3 votes for the marathon, 4 votes for the German Shepherd. Keep those votes coming, guys. We will do majority votes or super chat wins, as always. All right, let's get serious. I think I will. I think I will take Charbonnet as my last running back, and then I think I'm done with tight ends too. I'm going to stick with 2. We're going Sharps here as our last running back. Alias, out of our current options, I low-key think Tua will be a decent this year. Not great, but a top 22 fantasy quarterback for Tua I think is possible. Oh, I definitely think that's possible. Listen, I've actually made the case for it. Like, Tua, the thing with him is the dude has played very well in warm weather and domes. Well, now he plays for a dome team. So automatically half of his games, at least, will be in a dome. So I think there's a case to be made here for Tua, to be honest. And at this point, I think most people do subscribe to the idea that it will be Tua. So I don't have a problem with you making that. I've made the same case for Tua. I think he could be a decent value. I honestly should take more of him, to be honest with you. I should. Money in a thing. In Superflex, it's 20 rounds. You don't want to stop at 4 running backs. Oh, good point. Yeah, good point. Well, we got 5, so we'll see what we're feeling like at receivers towards the end. Trey Tucker, man, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. If he's available, I'm taking him. I don't care what format we're in. I am taking Trey. Trey Tucker's making a push for Woody Marks to be my most drafted player this offseason. He's making a push. Coffeeaholic, money in a thing. What's his name? The right end. The right end. No, I know. I was curious about that too. I threw out, was it Xavier Grimble? Was it Ladarius Green? Was it... I'm trying to think of tight ends from that era. Matt Spaeth played longer than that. There's got to be other names I'm just not thinking of right now. I'm curious, though. Fantasy Gap, good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself tonight. Sorry I'm late. You running 2 drafts tonight? We are. We feel good. We're early tonight, and I feel great. So we are definitely running another one after this and possibly another one after that. We'll see. Good to see you in here, man. The vote is already going. It's 4, as it stands right now, 4 votes for the German Shepherd, run it back, and then 3 votes for the marathon. So it's tight. It's a tight race. Uh, 3S Garage, do you know if you can win multiple times on one tournament? When you have 2 or more teams finish in the payout range. Well, I personally have seen people with multiple teams in like the higher end payout range. So obviously you can't have all. I mean, in theory, I guess you could have like 3 teams tie for first place. Like they're not going to penalize you for that or anything like that. But yeah, I've seen like several times people having like ridiculous, like I've seen, especially in like daily drafts, like during the year, I've seen guys with like 5 teams have like top 20 finishes. So yeah, it's very possible. It's tough and it makes you wonder like, what does he know? But I have seen it before. It is possible for sure. I'm going Debo here. Let's go with a vet. Let's go with a grizzled vet. What do you say? Who Hames? Kimball Anders was awesome. Fullback that caught passes. I am sad to say I don't remember Kimball Anders. I'm very sad to say that. Man, how about that? The fullback position has been totally erased from everybody in fantasy, in football, not fantasy, but in football in general, been totally erased. Alias said, so mean. If you want to laugh, look at a picture of Casey Hampton. No, I said in his helmet. In his helmet. I am not proclaiming I'm in any better shape. Casey Hampton could put me through a wall. But Casey Hampton in a helmet, that's a hilarious sight to see. It's a hilarious sight to see, dude. It is awesome. Don't knock it till you try it. Get a good laugh. Get a good laugh, man. Coffeeholic. Casey Hampton was the man. Pitt's version of Pitt's version of Will Fork. Yeah, basically. Dude, he was such an animal. In his prime, dude, he would freaking move dudes. Like 300 plus pound dudes with ease. It was pretty ridiculous, honestly. We're going to go Jaden Blue, and then we will be done with running backs here. So the last 3 picks will be receivers. Alias looked him up. He's right. See, you get it. Casey Hampton with a helmet on. It's one of the funniest things you'll see. There is no helmet that was ever big enough for his humongous head. It's hilarious. He was a beast, man. He was a freaking beast. In his prime, he didn't have a long prime because he just got out of shape a little bit, but in his prime, man, that dude came out of Texas and was like just eating 50 cows a day. He was so freaking big. First Down Fantasy, good to see you in here, man. Thank you again for being a loyal member of the Roundup family. My stepdad and I saw someone flip a golf cart today. He was okay, but seeing it was crazy. Man, that is wild. I don't think I've ever seen that before. The only time I saw a golf cart collapse, there was one time I saw, this was such debaucherous time of my life. When I was in college, we went down to South Padre Island, which is like right by the border in Texas. We went down to South Padre Island for spring break. And we were staying on this like hotel room, like on the 11th floor. So we were just like out on the balcony, doing nefarious things. That's all I'll say. But we managed to like see a golf cart driving by, and then all of a sudden, like a mob of like 20 people just like went and like climbed on top of the golf cart. The roof collapsed on itself, and the golf cart just on the road, complete chaos. The roof collapsed on itself, and the golf cart just broke. And we were all up there like, oh my God. I bet that was a sight to see too, though, man. Good to see you in here. Thank you for that story. That made me reminisce on my Padre day for a little bit. Alias, I like Denzel Boston, honestly. Don't know how much he could possibly shine in his current situation, but I like him. Yeah, to each their own, man. I was not big on the prospect of Denzel Boston. I just don't really like limited receivers. And I think that he's got a very limited skill set / route tree that he stuck to in college. Now, whether or not he was capable of more, obviously, we will see. But from what I saw, I wasn't that impressed. I'll just be honest. Tank Dell. Who Hames? Cooper, Boston, KC. To me, we're all very close. But I understand why people would be out on any of them, honestly. That was the other thing with Cooper. I was lower than consensus on him, too. So, again, that's just, it's kind of funny because the two guys I was lower on than consensus, which I don't know actually if I was lower than consensus on Boston. He was still like a top 8 receiver for me in this rookie class, but Cooper was not. Like, Cooper I was significantly lower than consensus on. Both of those guys, though, they ended up on bad teams. So I've just kind of, it's been easy for me to just be like, I'm not really too concerned with either of them. But I could be wrong. We'll see. Who Hames? Dome team. Tua just needs to protect his. Yeah, he needs to protect himself for sure. That's been a struggle in the guy's career. My gosh. He has been struggling. So update on the vote count. We are still currently at 4 votes to run it back with the German Shepherd and 3 votes for the Eliminators. So if you have thoughts, make sure to get them in now because I've only got 2 more picks to make, and then we're hopping right back into another draft. Chris Brazell makes sense for the stack here. I'm going to go Chris Brazell. And just a reminder, guys, if you want to get in on the next draft, very easy to do so. Either grab the link that says Underdog Sports in the comments and sign up for Underdog there, or better yet, this one usually causes less issues. Go to the App Store and download the Underdog app from there. But either way you do it, just make sure to use code FFR at sign up, because when you do that and you get into a draft with me, I'll send you the free copy of the best Underdog draft strategies and their advanced rates. Nice Google sheet of a lot of draft strategies to utilize that are the best in yellow and to avoid that are in red. It's a free copy of good information I've been collecting for years. It's not free to me, but I make it free to you guys. And if you already have an Underdog account, I just started dropping this today because a lot of people ask me over the offseason, if I have an Underdog account, how can I get this Google sheet? There's not a link. It's in the description of the video to go to my Venmo account. Just send me $12. That's how much I'm selling it for. And I will send you a copy of this Google sheet, and you will have access to it for life. That's the beauty, is when I make updates, you'll get them, and I don't have any plans of moving this information. So there you go. First down fantasy, and he has the best O-line he's ever had as well. Now, that one is true. Atlanta's offensive line is very, very solid. So that one to me is like, okay, I can see this one actually working out because he's got a much better O-line than he's ever had with Miami. So Dome team, the problem with Miami, even though it's a warm weather place, they were in a cold division. So every division game that they played that was on the road was guaranteed to be cold unless it was in the middle of September. So I do think he's got a little bit more upside. I do believe that. And then we're going back to the well with Bryce Lance here. Going to take another shot on Bryce Lance. And that's all she wrote for the first draft of the day here. So we are going to go ahead and let's check if there was any more votes. I don't think that Anyone else voted? So we are getting back right into the German Shepherd. So let's go ahead and do this, man. We're getting right into the German Shepherd, but Superflex. $5 entry, $10K to first. So again, if you're new and you want in, you know the drill. Either grab the link in the description or sign up using just downloading the app from the App Store. But use code FFR. I'll send you the free copy. And if you already have an Underdog account and you want access to this, just Venmo me $12 and I'll give you a copy. Or not a copy. You'll have access to it. You will have access to it. So any updates I make, you'll get. So let's start the countdown from 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and do this, man. We're getting right back into the German Shepherd, but Superflex. So let's all hop in as a family and get this one going. We need 7 more people to fill this one up. Let's get it going. Let's get her going. Money in a thing. I probably wouldn't stop at 2 at any position in 20 rounds. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, tight ends, I was okay with doing that there, but that's a fair point right there. You're probably right. Daily Sports, good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself tonight. Just joined. What is the Montgomery update? Well, we found out from someone in the chat, apparently this was a recycled piece of news, so my bad on that one. But I saw today on NFL news, like NFL.com, that the Texans were basically saying we view him as a 3-down back. So it should be good news for people who like Monty, but again, I think it was a recycled quote. But good to see you in here tonight, man. Always good to have you. All right, this looks pretty full from people in the chat. We got Digger in here. We got June Bugs. We got Large Marge. We got Super Beast. We got Jedi. We got me at the 109. We got Who Hames in here at the 111. So let's get this one cracking, guys. What do you say? What do you have to say for yourself? Are you not entertained? Please go down there. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And, better yet, make sure you're subscribed if you're new because I'm live every day doing these drafts. And we've been having a ball, man. We've been having a ball. Fantasy Gap. Cam Ward is the best value at quarterback, in my opinion. Second half, he looked to have found himself, and he profiles as a scrambler. I personally have loved Cam Ward this offseason. I'm big on Cam Ward. First of all, the prospect I liked. Big rocket arm. Dude can move. I see some Mahomes. I'm not comparing him to Mahomes. I'm just saying Mahomes-like tendencies are there. And I love the coaching upgrade with Brian Daboll. I love Cam Ward this year. Let me slide in a vote for the marathon. Keep it interesting. Oh, I must have missed that. That would have been interesting. But it's okay. I think we got a good amount of people in here. We got a good amount of people in this one. So here we go. Coffeeholic said, same bro. I do like Boston just as a receiver in general. All right, so this is a pro Denzel Boston chat right here. That's very fascinating, I will say. I'm going Jamar. I don't like if I'm at the back of a Superflex draft, I don't want to overdraft for a quarterback. There's just, I don't know, man. In the first round, I'll take Jamar Chase. Yeah, it seems like a pro Denzel Boston chat. Very fascinating, for sure. First down fantasy. Is Cam Scat just a reincarnation of Mike Allstott? It's possible. It's possible. You never know. You never know with what they've got going on these days. No, I think he probably is because he's so freaking physical. He is going headfirst into brick walls, dude. The guy's nuts. All right. Quarterback available. You know what? Let's go with Mahomes here. I'll take a QB in the second round. Why not? money, and I think the fullback is still going strong in football. Yes, that's what we can have. We can hold on to that. We can hold on to that. Alias Cam Scadaboo and Dart couldn't survive headbutting Casey Hampton. No, they wouldn't. See, you get it now that you looked him up. Cam, if anyone tried to headbutt Casey Hampton even without his helmet on, you will be in you'll be in the ICU, dude. You will be in the ICU. It will not be a good day for you, and probably a good rest of your life. Even Cam Scadaboo could not handle Casey Hampton. Darnold Schwarzenegger, good to see you in here, man. How you doing tonight? I want to get in on a draft with you guys tonight. Well, no one's stopping you, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Coffeeaholic, Tua is so bad in cold games, he made Tomlin look like a defensive mastermind in that Pitt versus Miami game last season. Yeah, that's how you know you suck at quarterback, when you make Tomlin look like a genius. Yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty freaking crazy, man. First down fantasy. It was two dudes, and I'm pretty sure they were participating in some liquid activity and took a corner too hard. Looked crazy. Never seen a golf cart flip other than in Jackass. Yeah, that is wild, dude. That is definitely freaking wild. I feel like if you're going to do that, you've got to be drunk. Like, if you're sober and flipping a golf cart, it's going to be way more painful and way less funny. There will not be as many ha-has in the midst of it. There will be more, what the fudge was that? Oh, man. It's good that they're both safe. That's good. Who Hames, in or out on Darnell Washington? Oh, I've taken a couple shots on the Big Mount. Yeah, the Big Mount Washington. I've taken a couple shots on him. Wouldn't say I'm like in on Darnell Washington. I still do think that if it comes down to it, man, I was statting out Freiermuth today. And I do think that Freiermuth, it could actually be a little sneaky in his range. I do think that Darnell Washington will serve involvement, but to a higher degree than the Muth, I don't think so. So I've only taken like probably 6 to 8 shots on the Big Mount Washington, but yeah, I'm okay with it at every so often in the 18th round. I'm okay with that. We're gonna go with Shuck again. Dante DeMore down next. You're in here, baby. It's good to have you in here. Darnold, I already have Underdog. How do you join the same draft, though? Usually it's luck of the draw, but usually it does work out really well. To where we can get a lot of people in the chat in the same draft. Typically, what we've found is, I think people should be able to vouch me on this. What we've found is that at like the 15-second mark of my countdown is where you want to join. That's what we found to be the most successful. So if anyone can, back that up or clarify it, please do. But I think that seems to be the case for most people. Well, I do think Chase Brown is tempting here, and so is Bowers, to be honest. I don't think I can justify going with the tight end this early in a super flex. I'm going to go Chase Brown here. Coffeeholic in on the Big Mount Washington. See, here we go. He's in on everybody, Steelers. If they got a Steelers jersey on, Coffeeholic's in. No, I'm just joking. Darnold, I used your code when I got Underdog. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. Well, yeah, it'll be good to have you back in the draft. I want to know what your username is because I don't know if we've drafted together. Coffeeaholic, get to the chopper. Yes. How was that? Rate my Arnold voice. Get to the chopper. What is this? GoldenEye, good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself tonight. Stroud got new tats this offseason. He's a must-draft quarterback now. Yeah, no question. Yeah, the new tats are definitely must-draft material. Good to see you in here, man. Dante DeMora, no clue what I'm doing in Superflex, but here we go. Hey. This is my second Superflex draft of the offseason. It's a Superflex type of night, I guess. Superflex type of night. Smorl in at the 2, man. Oh, I should have recognized that name. Smorl, it's good to see you in here, man. It's good to see you in here. And in the chat. Who Hames? Yeah, the 3-down back stuff came out after the trade. Yeah, that's annoying. Because I saw it originally, I just forgot about it. And I guess I'm so hungry for news that I'm just like, oh, here it is. It gets like that, man. It gets like that. June, July, those months, I'm like starving for football news. Starving for it. So I'm usually more likely to get conned during this time of the offseason. Hallie Line, I've enjoyed taking Jaden Higgins lately. Feel like he has a good chance to outplay his ADP this season. Does he come down to CJ Stroud? Oh, does come down to CJ Stroud finding a way to be more consistent? Yeah, I feel like he's a good value as well. I wouldn't say that I'm like... No, I can't even lie. I've taken quite a bit of him lately as well, to be honest with you. I have done that quite a bit. I do think that his value is very good. And again, I was actually statting him out today as well. And I was like, you know what, man? Like, because the thing was last year that he was, like, Dalton Schultz was the wide receiver too, basically. He had over 100 targets in that offense. And I think for me, no, I'm not going receiver here. I don't feel it. I'm going Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice, baby, coming to town. Going with the Mahomes stack here. Yeah, I do feel like Jaden Higgins has a good shot because Dalton Schultz was like their wide receiver 2 last year. Number 2 target, I should say. And I think they can do better than that. And I think they're expecting, at the very least, they want him to be that guy. They want him to be the wide receiver 2, so if they give him the opportunities, given what we've heard has been positive this offseason, I'll take that at the cost. And I have. Probably close to 30 shares of him at this point. Probably pretty close. I was going to take Geno. I was going to take Geno, but that's okay. I'll go with Mendoza. I feel like I backed myself into a corner. I think I got to take Mendoza here. Even though I want Neighbors, I would like Neighbors as my wide receiver 3. That would be pretty nice. But we'll be all right. Money and a thing. Also, Harbaugh's Cam Scatterboo quote was a month ago at OTAs. No new news in at least 2 weeks. Yeah, I got fooled. I got punked. I know. Braden Geyer, good to see you in here, man. Happy Tuesday night to you. How you doing tonight, man? What's up, B. Ryan? What's the David Montgomery update? Well, yeah, we were just talking about it. It's not an update. It didn't turn out to be an update. I got fooled. Someone in the chat told me afterwards. But basically, the Texans are talking about him as a 3-down back. That's the non-update news. Non-news news. So, my bad on that one. But good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself tonight. Brett Nichols, good to see you. How you doing tonight? What's up, Spencer? So we're just making up new names for me. This is going to become a meme on the channel. It's going to become a niche meme on the channel. Even though you called me that, Brett, it's still good to see you. GoldenEye, what's going on with this draft? Is this a different format than normal? This is Superflex. This is Superflex, my man. So yeah, quarterbacks are flying off the board. Braden Guy, are you doing another one after this one? Probably. Yeah, I feel good enough to do another one. It's 10 o'clock here. It's not too bad. I feel good enough to do another one. Who Hames? Nobody look at what I'm doing. Everybody look at what Who Hames is doing now. Puka, Genti, Jefferson, Willis, Scat, Gino. Risky game, but I like it. I like the game being played here, man. I do like it. Darnold, I see. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I do think it's usually... Yeah, 15 seconds, I think, is usually the sweet spot. Money in a thing. You're going to draft a Brown as your fourth quarterback, aren't you? Yeah. He might. We'll see. I would be curious to see that as well. I would be very curious to see if that happened. Yeah, I mean, Luther Burden here is, I do think, a good value. So I'll go ahead and take Burden as my wide receiver 3. Who Hames says, let's hope not. You never know, man. Don't rule it out, right? Pollard. Who Hames is loading up on running backs. I was hoping he'd get back to me. Dang. Darnold, my username is Lizard King. Okay, that's easy to spot. That'll be easy to spot. I love it. The Lizard King, Hallie Lion, at Who Hames. Not that I'm looking at what you're doing, but this looks like a fun build so far. Not that he's looking. He's not looking. Tua was a good pick right there, Who Hames. Yeah, Who Hames, I kind of like your team too. I do have to tell you. We'll go ahead and take Jordan Tyson. It just makes a little bit of sense for the build here. And I won't get him back on the way around. And my wide receiver 4 being Jordan Tyson could do much worse. Could do much worse. Alias, I'd rather take Cousins instead of Mendoza, unless he's already taken. No, he wasn't, but I'm just going to bank on the later season breakout. If I was picking a quarterback too, I probably would have done different. Darnold, let's do an eliminator next. All right, so we got a vote already for the eliminator. So you guys start pumping in those votes, what you want to get into next, and we'll figure it out. And by the way, guys, we just crossed the 1 hour mark on the streak tonight. And I'm feeling great tonight, dude. Feeling great. It's early. So if you appreciate it, please help the channel grow by dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. If you're new, make sure you keep up with everything new because we're going live every day, man, and drafting fantasy football teams. Please like and subscribe. Money and a thing, just joining the stream. What's the David Monty update? You jokester. You jokester. You almost got me. No, you didn't. Alias, nobody can headbutt Casey Hampton, but B. Ryan can. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's terrified of me. So, I basically owned him in high school. Just kidding. I was probably born by that time. Casey Hampton's probably in his mid-40s at this point. So I was born by that time. So I'm 28. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. We'd have to look it up. But yeah, I can headbutt anybody. My head is huge, dude. I got a big old noggin under all this hair. I got a big old noggin that looks even bigger when I'm growing out the fro like I am right now. I'm growing out the fro. So it looks 10 times as big as it already is. I'm backing myself into a corner with these running backs here. I got to go Kenny G in the 9th. GoldenEye, you'll have to snipe Garrett Wilson so Who Hames doesn't get that Geno stack. Too late now. Somebody did, though. June Bugs did. Dante did it for the people. He did it for the people. Totally did it for the people. GoldenEye, you'll have to snipe Garrett Wilson. Yeah, I just read that. What am I doing? Who Hames, I maxed the field general 150 Superflex max. Had 30% Pollard. Wow, that's a lot. But hey, I like the Pollard pick. I do. I do like the Tony Pollard pick. I can't resist, dude. I love Fannin at this cost. I think the pick is awesome. I think Fannin at this range is awesome. I'll take that, man. Dante DeMora, grab BTJ, team ruined. No, dude. Why would you say such a thing? Who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing? I think BTJ has league-breaking upside. I truly, truly do. I think he could be pretty awesome this year. Darnold Schwarzenegger says, "Big head gang." Yes, dude. I am the leader of the clubhouse in that department too. My head is huge, bro. My head is so big, and the fro, especially with the fro, it makes it 10 times bigger. It's sick, dude. I love growing out the fro. It's been a while since it's been this big. I've been having a good time. I've been having a ball with it. Alias, Ryan came out of the womb bodybuilding. That's factual. Yeah, dude, freaking got the guns, man. I mean, nobody can look away whenever the gun show comes to town. That's what I say. So stupid. Who Hames? Geno is the JJ bringback. I can take A.D. Mitchell or Omar. Fair enough. I actually would have went Geno there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Mick Nix, good to see you in here, man. How you doing tonight? Malachi Corley should also be available. That's right. Yes, Malachi Corley is still available in both fantasy drafts and in the NFL on the waiver wire. I think he is. I don't think that he is on a new team. I think he was with the Browns, and I think he's gone, as far as I remember. Let's look. Corley. No, he's still a Brown, I guess. All right, well, there you go. It's kind of surprising. Who Hames says, "Don't give away my secrets." Yes. Absolutely. McNick's, wait, he's gone. Cancel. Yeah. Gotta cancel plans. Money in a thing? Go figure. Brian thinks Brian Thomas Jr. is a great pick. Clear first name bias. Well, dude, you gotta support the fellow Bryans, right? If I keep saying that, people really do think my name is Brian. My name is Ryan with an R. Get it right. You guys. It's a group in here, man, I'll tell you. It's a group. Man, I've been backing myself into a corner with running backs. I'll go Tracy here. Gross. I don't like it. I don't like one bit of it, if I'm going to be frank. And I'm going to be frank. I don't like one bit of it. Let's be frank tonight. It's a frank evening. Very frank evening. What do we want to do? I was considering going with Shador, I will say. But I think I'm going to stick with 3 quarterbacks again. Excuse me. I feel like I'm going to go with Likely here. Yeah, I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. McNick says, apparently he's irrelevant on the Browns instead of irrelevant on the Jets. Yes, yeah, he's got to be irrelevant somewhere. Hey, look at it this way. At least he made it longer than Kadarius Toney. He made it a little longer than Kadarius Toney, which is Kadarius Toney is one of my. I wasn't even like big on YouTube then. Like I think in 2021 I had like 400 to 500 subscribers, but I was a big Kadarius Toney fan. I didn't have to air that out because none of you knew who I was then, but what can I say? I'm an honest guy. I was a big Kadarius Toney guy. Sue me. Darnold, I'm taking BTJ over guys like Watson and others at that ADP, honestly. No, I am too. I think people are probably just joking on that one. I don't think he's a bad pick at all. I think that it's worth a shot. I really, really do. It's not like he's being terribly priced. So, and the dude's shown well, obviously. It was 2 years ago, but still, I mean, it counts for something, right? Coffeeholic, I remember back in 2024 season, you used to make jokes about Will Levis giving NFL defense Christmas presents. Every week when he would just, out of nowhere, turn the ball over, I would die laughing. Well, dude, he made it so easy for me to say that because it was just like, he literally did that. Like, during that season, he was so bad all year, but it got worse as we got closer to Christmas time. And I was like, he served that joke up for me on a silver platter. So, yeah, I mean, it used to crack me up too because I would watch it and I would be like, he's inventing ways to turn the ball over to people. Like, you ever seen like hibachi? Like, you ever been to like a hibachi restaurant and now they're like, you know, figuring out ways to flip food and like split eggs with the spatula and create the volcano. That's what he was doing with turnovers. Like, he was finding a new way to provide a turnover every time he had the freaking ball in his hands. It was hilarious, dude. It was hilarious. Darnold, I had BTJ on my roster his rookie year. I know he's capable. He's going to bounce back. I'm not as bullish on it, I will say. I think I do like the opportunity, though. I do like the opportunity. I think if he does hit well, he does have like legitimate league-breaking upside. If he were to reclaim his status as like the undisputed alpha. Now, to be clear, I don't think that he's just going to all of a sudden become an undisputed wide receiver one in fantasy. Like, he's just dominating, you know, target share, all that stuff. They've got too many weapons. But he can definitely be the best by far on Jacksonville if things go well for him this year. So I've made the case for it. I can do it again. Dante DeMora might be my first share of Godwin. I was thinking about that last week. I don't know if I have any Chris Godwin. I don't know if I do at all. Which is crazy because I feel like I've drafted everybody at this point. I don't know if I have any Chris Godwin. I really don't. We're going sharps here. I've been taking sharps everywhere. Here, there, around the square. Money in a thing, never a doubt. Never a doubt, Brian. BTJ to the moon. Fuck you. Buzz off. Hey, dude, you better step off. Shout out to anyone who can get that quote. It's from a TV show, not a movie. Hey, dude, you better step off. Dante DeMora, I like my team, but the wide receiver room is gross. Luckily, only 2 each week. I think that my wide receiver room looks great this time. And Yeah, I do think it is worth noting that, because honestly, I didn't even see it. I'll be honest, I did not see that. Wow, good spot. I feel like a dunce. I feel like a dunce now. Drafting like it's regular freaking best ball. Like a freaking idiot. Yep, that's on me again. Disorganized a little bit. Alias, Ryan sees B. Ryan in the mirror like Norman Osborn sees the Green Goblin in the mirror in Spider-Man. Well, I mean, someone's gotta freaking be like, who's that sexy devil on the other side of this glass? That's what happens. B. Ryan is my alternate ego. No question about it. Trey Tucker's a goner. Bummer. Can't blame Digger for that one. You see what I see. Striker, good to see you in here, man. Always good to have you a part of the chat. We ripping another Shep after this? Well, we do have a vote for the marathon next, so that's the only vote we have. So if you'd like to throw your hat in the ring, go ahead and vote now, because we only have one vote as it stands. Good to see you in here, though, man. Money in a thing. 12 spot takes both Browns quarterbacks. Wild. He's living on the edge, dude. He's living on the edge. Balajire, good to see you in here. Hopefully you're doing well on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Tuesday. I didn't get Trey Tucker, but I did get Naylor. And I'll take him for the Mendoza stack. And A.J. Barner went as well. So, those were two picks that I would make right there. No question. Balajire, is the Monty news just that he's the 3-down back? Yeah, like I said, it was... I got the wool pulled over my eyes. I thought it was news because it's so slow right now. And it's being regurgitated into the news cycle. So I was fooled. It's not real news. But pro Monty people, they're getting their wish. Good to see you in here, man. GoldenEye, must be awkward having to write quotation marks when you sign your name B. Ryan. It's very awkward, dude. I've been doing it my whole life, though. So you get used to it. You get really used to it. Doing those not quotation marks, they're parentheses. But get it right. What are we doing here? I do not want Hawkinson whatsoever. I guess. No, I'm not doing it. I'm going Trey Harris. Can't justify it. Can't do it. Money in a thing. Kadarius Toney had one great game. That's one more great game than I've ever had in the NFL. Same here. So technically, he was awesome for one game. Yeah, Kadarius Toney was swinging a friggin' miss back in the day, man. My goodness. McNix, there's still time, Money in a thing. What's your 3-cone time? Yes, we are all curious about that. My 5.840 time will be too much for opposing NFL defenses to stop. Oh, dude, you're going to be running through teams. Oh, man, you're going to be running through these defensive linemen. It's going to be fascinating to watch. Who would pay money to see Money in a thing get on an NFL field? I would pay to see that. I'd pay to see it, man. It's worth the price of admission. Who Hames? Kadarius Toney is still lined up offsides. Never forgive him. Yeah, as a Chiefs fan, I would imagine. That's a tough one to let slide right there. Dude, what a freaking disaster. What a disaster he was, man. He clearly didn't care. That was his problem, is he didn't give a shit. So that was the main issue with Kadarius Toney, but bad stuff. Darnold, BTJ or DJ Moore? Oh, I'll go DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore, I've talked about it a lot, man. The only reason I'm not ranking DJ Moore higher is just because of the efficiency issues that he's had over the years. I'm going to chalk that up to every time I talk about Joe Brady, people want to bring up, well, Ben Johnson's a great OC. Never said he wasn't. What I'm saying is that Ben Johnson, I don't think was as concerned with utilizing him last year as he was concerned with trying to get a role for Luther Burden and Rome Odunze a good amount of targets to fulfill his draft prophecy. I think he took a back seat to all those guys as far as pecking order of Ben Johnson's importance level. So I think now that with Joe Brady in that system that he's already succeeded with in Carolina, there's familiarity there. There's a veteran presence that I think is a great situation on a top 5 offense. So to me, situation in this circumstance, it does trump efficiency. So I will go with DJ Moore on this one. I think I'm going to go with Malik Washington. Coming to town, baby. Coming to town. I'm still going with another tight end, but I'm going to be done with 5 running backs. Good question, Darnell. Darnold. Slim HX, good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well for yourself tonight. Go Ravens. Not feeling that one. No, man, good to see you. Lundeval, Seinfeld. Oh, you got it, dude. Thank you. Round of applause for that. I can't believe you actually got that reference. Fantastic work, my friend. Fantastic work. Who hangs? My wide receiver room sucks. What you got here? Oh. Puka, JJ, Downs, Cooper, KC, Bryant. Could be worse. At least you got 2 at the beginning with Puka and JJ. I don't hate that. It's not the worst you could do. It could be much worse. We're going to go with the big mount. Regroup here. Figure out what we want to do here in a minute. The Jedi Loco. I just watched Full Metal Jacket last night on YouTube. What a effing movie. Me love you long time. Yes. Yeah, Full Metal Jacket, it's been a while for me. But very, very great film. Very great film. Grant LA, good to see you in here, man. Thank you for joining the chat tonight. How you doing? Do you ever stream some DK drafts? I do not. Not a partner with DK. And I've never used it. I actually don't even know if it's legal in Texas, to be honest with you. I don't know that. So I've never done it. But Underdog is the place to be, in my opinion. I love Underdog. I think they have a great product, man. Very good partners to me. Good to see you in here, man. Who Hames, your vote was for the Eliminator? Oh, okay. So it wasn't the Marathon. All right, Eliminator. There's a vote for the Eliminator. Okay, we got people correcting that. Money and a Thing says Ryan lined up offsides when he changed the vote to the Marathon. Okay, yeah. All right. A vote for the Eliminator. That's all we have on the board. Mick Nix, I'll vote for the Shep too. That bad boy's just about closed. So we got 1 vote for the Shep. Who Hames also voting Shep. So it's 2-1 Shepherd. So you've got a couple more minutes to vote, and then the votes are closed. Right now it's 2-1 to the Shep. And of course, if you're new and you want in on the next one, you know the drill, baby. Either sign up for Underdog using the link in the description, or go to the App Store, download the Underdog app from there. Either way you do it, make sure to use code FFR when you sign up because Tyreek Hill. Because Tyreek Hill, that's why. No, because I will give you a free copy of this beautiful draft strategy sheet that we haven't used tonight, but I've been using it every night in the offseason. It's a combo of the best and worst draft strategies on Underdog to target and avoid. It's information I've been gathering for years at this point It's a great Google sheet. And I'll make it free to you as long as you give me, or as long as you sign up using my code to play some Underdog. Let's go with another Raider here. I'm gonna go with Malik Benson. I'm gonna switch it up here with Malik Benson, and that's all she wrote for this one. So let's count up the votes. We were at 2-1 Shep, 2-2 Eliminator. 2-2-1. Vote for the marathon. All right. Eliminator wins, man. 3 votes for the Eliminator. 2 for the Shep. So that's what we're doing. We're getting right into the Eliminator here. All right. So Eliminator's the move here. And that's what we're doing. We're going Eliminator. $10 entry, $200K to first, $100K to second. Again, sign up using my code and play with us. You'll get a free copy of this. And for those of you who've been asking about if you already have an account, how can you get access to the sheet? I will give you access to it. Just go down in the description of the video. Copy what my Venmo is. Venmo me $12. That's what I'm selling it for. And once you do that, I'll give you a copy. I will give you a copy. It's not even a copy. You'll have access to it for life and anytime I make updates to it. All right, let's start the countdown at 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it, man. Let's hop into the Eliminator all together now as a family. We need 6 more people in this one. So let's get this one full and let's get her moving. Let's get her moving. Money in a thing. Put one hand over your right eye. Draft Trey Harris and pretend it's Trey Tucker, since you can't see his last name. That's a good. It's a good way to do it. To be honest with you, I should have done that. I should have done it that way, because I was bumming. But I like Trey Harris too. I do like Trey Harris at cost. I will tell you. I do have to tell you that. Darnold, I've been passing on Hawk too, but it feels so wrong. He's such a good tight end, man. I don't know. I don't feel the same way. I did not feel that way last year. I was right on him last year. But you never know. With Kyler, he does like tight ends, so maybe he has a rebound year. We'll see about that. I feel like this draft is frozen. What's going on here? 6 more people we're still waiting on for the Eliminator. Let's get this one full, guys. Don't want to be sitting around here all night. Who Hames? Everyone remembers Tony lined up off sides. The real disaster was D Ford in the playoff game, costing us a win versus New England. I don't remember that, to be honest with you. But you're right. The more memorable thing is definitely what Tony did. That definitely is the more memorable thing. Dante DeMora, 20-round draft makes the last few rounds feel disgusting. Hey, man, I think for me, it just gives me more opportunities to take some shots at some guys I like. That's how I like to look at it. Darnold said, bro, can you please call me Darnell from now on? Maybe I will. Kidding, but that was hilarious. I'm just on the ball tonight, man. I'm on the freaking ball tonight. Having a ball. That's what I'm having. McNix, you could do much worse in your wide receiver room. Who Hames? I'll show you in the next draft. Yeah. Speaking of, we need 4 more people. Let's get this one full. I don't want to be here waiting in this lobby all night. Come on, man. $10 entry, 200K to first, 100K to second. We'll wait a couple more minutes. We won't wait here all night, though, in the Eliminator. We might pull the plug on it and go back to the German Shepherd if nobody's in. If we don't get it filled soon, we will do that. So let's do it. If you want in, you got to do it. Who Hames? McNix? I was being facetious. Facetious. Why couldn't I say that word? Dante DeMora got some value in this one. Good for you, dude. I hope you're in on this one right here. Hopefully you're in on this one. Dante DeMora, Braden Geyer, eliminator vote. Marathon vote, eliminator vote. Who Hames? I went to Costco for my quarterbacks. You sure did, man. You did a great job with your Costco value finds. Elias said, yo, I worked there. I sold them to you, basically. Yeah, well, I mean, he gave you a good value for it, Who Hames. That's the thing. Dante DeMora, Hawk was the man in 2023. It's a long time ago. It's a long time ago, right? It's a long time ago. One more person, guys. Let's get it full. Let's get her full. Balajair, what is your stance on Keaton Mitchell? He could be an absolute zero or someone that gets an 80-yard touchdown in Week 17. My thoughts on Keaton Mitchell are that he's being borderline overdrafted just because I don't see a world where he's actually taking meaningful volume away from Hampton. And I think that he's more of a handcuff option. Now, I do think on the spectrum of handcuffs, he has a lot more upside than your typical handcuff back. I do think from a receiving perspective, he can offer a good amount of upside. And I do think, yeah, in Week 17, in theory, he could do well. Because come Week 17, there's going to be injuries. We don't know who, obviously, right now, but there will be injuries. And so if Hampton's one of them, then yeah, Keaton Mitchell definitely could step in at a great time and provide that kind of upside. I do like it for that aspect. The price isn't terrible to where it's like completely unacceptable, but I do think he's going in a range. Typically, I don't pick him because I'm usually picking Woody Marks if I'm going running back in that range. But realistically, I should have more shares. Good question. I'm at the 103 in this eliminator right here. We're back to a normal draft. All right. Here we go. We'll go Jamar here. No questions asked. McNix, go to Costco, get a couple quarterbacks, and $1 glizzies. Sounds like a good time to me. Dude, Costco does have some sick deals, man. They really, really do have some sick deals. I like their Kirkland golf balls, too. They got some really good deals, man. GoldenEye, Steelers laid new grass in their stadium. All Steelers will have a boost in fantasy this year. Well, wouldn't that be something, right? As a Steelers fan myself, would love to see it. I do think they'll be better regardless, man. Like, to me, McCarthy, I've gotten more, I wouldn't say on board, I'm more accepting of the hire over time. I do like the upside of the offense much better now than I have in previous years. That's for certain. So I'm hopeful. I don't know if it's because of the grass, but I am hopeful. Dante DeMora, try joining and there's 11 left to join. I think it's blocking me from being in the same draft with you guys. That's a bummer. But yeah, sometimes it happens. Sometimes I don't know if it's like they're actually blocking you, but sometimes we just don't have the luck. But usually, yeah, we've been in so many drafts together as a family that I don't think they're just like deliberately blocking people. I could be wrong, though. I'm not on the inside. I don't know. I got to do some drafts without the boys so the algorithm lets me back in. Yeah, maybe that's the case. Got to do some maintenance over there. Who Hames? I've done a lot of research for Eliminator. Hey, you probably know more about the Eliminator than me. I don't have much Eliminator success in history. I'm more of a regular best ball type of guy. And we haven't done a regular best ball draft all night. So we're just going to see how it goes for us. So we don't want to stack bye weeks. I do know that. So Achan's out for me. I do like the prospect of getting a running back here. I'm going to go with Bowers as my tight end 1, bye week 13. Huhaim says, I really like the Steelers' prices this year. Yeah, we didn't get you in on this one, but we'll try again tomorrow. Yeah, I think they're similar to the Browns in the sense that someone's going to outperform ADP this year. Someone will outperform ADP. Now, it's not going to be all of them, but I do think that Rico, Jalen Warren, like one of those two guys will do it. DK, Pittman to me is the favorite. Like Pittman to me is like the one guy I'm like pretty certain he'll outperform ADP. I think Rodgers and him will prove to be a really good fit. That was a hand-picked move to get him from Mike McCarthy, so he knows what he's doing with him, or in theory he should. So Pittman to me is like the one clear guy at ADP. He'll outperform. Now there could be others. Like there could be other guys. Like one of those two running backs I think probably will. I'm leaning more towards Rico for the goal line upside. But outside of that, the Muth is a dark horse for me at this point. He's a dark horse for me. We're going to go ETN here, bye week in round 8. Trying to keep bye weeks out of the equation here. Money and a thing. I haven't seen 8 quarterbacks fly off the board in the first round of this draft. No one knows anything. Yeah, dude, everyone's just sleeping at the wheel, man. Everyone's asleep at the wheel in this one. It's crazy. Mike McCullough, good to see you in here tonight, man. How you doing? The Kirklands are decent. Anyone with a cap over 5 won't notice, but versus a proper premium ball. Yeah, man, I'm not anywhere close to good enough to notice what type of ball I hit best and what gets the most spin, what doesn't, speed. I don't know any of that. Kirklands are good for me. A 30 handicap, I'll do all right. But I'm sure there's going to be golfers who actually have a good handicap who are like, nah, I'm not really into Kirklands. I noticed the difference. So fair enough. To that I say fair enough because I do not know. But guys, we did cross the 100-minute mark in the stream. So, well, actually we're close. We're at 98. Close enough. But if you appreciate me, man, and you want to see the channel grow, please like the video. Please subscribe. Show your support. And especially if you're new, man. Especially if you're new. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss future streams. Who Hames? Pittman and Dowdle are my main targets, to be honest. Those have been my 2 main targets as well. If we're talking later rounds, I've taken too much Jeremy Bernard, probably. I don't even know what his role is actually going to be. But I do personally like... I do personally like both those guys. I do like both those guys. Pittman, to me, is the clear answer. I was hoping Judkins would be there. Bummer, dude. Gotta say. I do have to tell you. I'm going to go Travion here, which is fine, but I'm leaping above ADP to get him. So there's that. GoldenEye, I just get cheap golf balls because I lose 5 every time I golf. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, we were talking about Costco values, right? Like Kirkland golf balls, go in line with that. But yeah, dude, I don't get expensive golf balls. I can't justify it. I can't justify it. Now that being said, I usually golf like my home course is so open, so I usually at most I'll lose like 3 around out there. Because I said that next time I go out there I'll lose like 5. But if I'm at a different course, then yeah, all bets are off. All bets are off. I could lose a lot out on a different course. Week 6. Let's go with DJ Moore. I don't have any week 7 buys, so there we go. We're off to the races, man. We are off to the races. Liza, good to see you in here tonight. How you doing? Always good to have you in the chat. The best part of these late night streams is my husband rolling over and asking, "Is that your fantasy guy?" That's awesome. That is awesome. So he's not a fantasy football guy? That's a bummer. You got to convert him. We got to get you to convert him. Good to see you in here tonight. Bala Jair, I think people sleep on Metcalf. He was a wide receiver 22 in points per game and overall finish. He's now the wide receiver 36. Has the same role and quarterback with a higher neutral pass rate coming with McCarthy. Well, here's the difference, though. The one thing I'll say about that is he doesn't have the same role. Now, he's got the same niche role. He will be a deep ball guy, and he will be a red zone threat. But there's a difference between same versus some of the same. And where he won't be the same is he won't be getting, he won't have 9 to 8 target games. I don't see that in the cards this year. Pittman's going to come in and be more of a target guy. I think Pittman will lead in targets. And I wouldn't say that I would, based on what his finish was, I get what you're saying as far as being sleeping on Metcalf, but he's a higher price than Pittman by 2 rounds usually. So I don't necessarily feel like he's being slept on. Now, I've always said this. In a best ball capacity, I get the price difference because DK still does have that role that we talked about, therefore has a high ceiling. But I don't think that means that he is I don't think that means that people are sleeping on him necessarily. I get it. The price is good. But just because Pittman's price is lower, and I do believe Pittman will be the better fantasy player when it's all said and done, I would have to say that I think that Pittman is the better value between the two. I do believe that. Okay. Burrow's gone. That's okay. I'm not really concerned about stacking in Eliminator as much. If Jaden's available, that'll be tough to pass on. Yeah, I think I got to go with Jaden here. Even though it's another week 7 bye, and I already have that. I like Jaden in the 6'10". I do. Humming Book definitely screwed him over with that stack opportunity, but hey. It happens to the best of us. I have no idea how Mekhi Lemon and Parker Washington go after Metcalf. Go over Metcalf. Yeah, I would say that that's a fair point to make. I do think that Parker Washington will have plenty of involvement this year in the offense. It'll probably be a more efficient offense than the Steelers. With Mekhi Lemon, I get it, the hype, all that stuff comes into effect. But I don't know if I would rank him above. They're very, very close. I'm going to do an updated rankings next week, just so you guys are in the know. Updated rankings are coming next week, so you can catch my rankings next week. I am going to go ahead and grab Tyson here. Tyson at the 703. That doesn't bother me. Dante DeMora starting to like Judkins over the other guys in that range. I was taking a lot of Swift, but tired of worrying about committees. But that's the one committee you don't need to be worried about. That's the thing with him is that with Swift and the Ben Johnson system, Ben Johnson's the only guy that has been able to do it like to that level like he has. And I think it's impressive to note that because there's so many coaches that want to utilize the dual running back system. But from a fantasy football perspective, it's not even close. I mean, the one guy who has been able to do it year after year after year with fantasy success with all of them is Ben Johnson. So I don't think you need to worry as much about it. La Eliza, he got me into fantasy, but he's not a junkie. He calls me a maniac from time to time. Yeah, I would say that the word maniac fits all of us. All of us junkies that are in here June, July, all throughout the months. We're definitely junkies. We are definitely junkies. So if he ever gives you grief about it, just know that my wife does the same thing. So it's all out of love. It's all out of love. That's funny. That is funny. All right, now I'm starting to get a little tired, but we're going to make it. We're going to be all right. We're going to be A-okay. All right. Time to lock back in. Makai Lemon here is price I do like. However, I do like Pittman at cost. I do. I'm going to go ahead and take Makai Lemon. What do you think about that, eh? What do you think about that, eh? Take a look at that. 2 rookies in the tight end room. GoldenEye says, I'm not a primary Steelers fan, but I'll root for them versus the Ravens any day. GoldenEye, what are you a fan of? I'm curious about that. And why you would root for the Steelers over the Ravens. That I'm also curious about. You've got me curious on multiple fronts here. Okay. Pittman's gone. I would have considered that. Kenny G is also gone. So that's a bummer. Corum doesn't benefit me here. I'm going to go Aaron Jones. Week 6 bye. Dante DeMora, he should be thanking Gotti as a woman that knows ball. That's right. That's exactly right. La Eliza, he's a lucky guy because you know ball. I'd settle for just a woman, though. Oh, man. You'll find the right one, man. You'll find the right one. And when you do, you just kind of know. That's what happened with, like, my wife. Is like, you just know when you've got the right one. And God bless my wife because she is She is a saint for putting up with me. She is a saint for sure. Mick Nix, I'm a Jets fan. Sadness is all I know, brother. Yeah. That's a bummer. I don't know why I'm laughing, man. It's just, I feel like the Jets fans have had it particularly tough. Like, the Browns have been the Browns, and they'll continue to be the Browns. And I'm more familiar with the Browns because, I'm a Steelers fan. But at the same time, man, the Jets, there's been no glimmers of hope. Outside of the Rex Ryan days, which was, at this point, almost 20 years ago, there's been no signs of hope. Very, very little signs of hope. I feel bad. Honestly, man. But I'm so grateful that you guys are Jets fans and you listen to me go on and on about how much I dislike Geno and how the Jets players, you stay away from them. And you guys don't take it personally because not all fan bases have given me that same grace. I'll tell you that. We'll leave it at that. Okay, I feel like Jordan Love in the round 11 bye, I don't dislike. Maybe I'm focusing too much on bye weeks, but I'm going to stick with it. I actually kind of like having Love here. Or not Love, Bill. I kind of like having Bill here. If Bill's available, I think I'm going to pick him. Yeah, I'm going to pick Bill. If Love is there, I'll take him. If he's not there, we'll figure it out. Balajar, what's your opinion on the Bucs running back situation? I think Gainwell is mostly a floor play. Irving is definitely a good pick if he gets the goal line work. The thing about the Bucs is that they've got to me personally, Bucky is being faded to a level that is almost becoming enticing because I agree with you. I think if you look at Kenny G, it's mostly a floor play situation. Now, that being said, he did have a major game last year a couple of times. So Kenny G can pop off because pass catching backs, if they get enough work, they can have those moments. The thing with it this year is that he doesn't have that same quarterback, right? So Baker is going to be taking more shots down the field. He's going to be extending plays longer, looking for downfield options. So I struggle to get on board with the idea. I'm going to go Shuck. I like the New Orleans sneaky stack. I struggle to get on board with the idea that he's going to, in theory, if he had a similar role to last year, him having the same amount of targets. And that's why I think he's more of a floor play. Bucky, to me, is going to be the guy that has the 30-point ceiling. And I don't think he'll hit it as much. But we are at a point where I feel like Bucky is becoming a value. Now, I like Kenny G at cost. I've been known to like Kenny G in the 9th to 10th round range. Sometimes he gets picked in the 8th, but most of the time he's getting 9th, sometimes 10th round. I do like that as well. So I'll take that value most of the time. But Bucky, to me, if he starts sneaking into the not the second round, the 6th round, I'll be pretty interested in that. Good question. Dante Demora, McNix, meet me at Peter McManus on Saturday at 7. Need to hear your take on Brees and Wilson. Side quests going on. Little side quest. Love to see it. Love to see the community engaging. M. Stockton, good to see you in here tonight, man. How you doing this beautiful evening? How's it going, brother? Any thoughts on Josh and Hayden leaving Underdog? Not too much, man. I read a little bit about it this morning because I had heard about it on a stream last night. And my thoughts are that it seems like Underdog is shifting directions as far as their approach to business in general, so it doesn't surprise me. I've never really watched those two guys, so I can't say what I think about them, to be honest. I do know that people seem to really like them, and they're regarded as like some of the best in the space. So they won't be out of work too long. Like they'll figure something out. Whether they do it themselves, whether they are with a different company, they'll figure something out. Like if you have talent, they'll be fine. So they shouldn't be worried. And it doesn't seem like they are. Like I kind of looked at some of their posts on X and stuff like that, and they both seem to be in really good spirits, which is good because there's no reason for them to be not in good spirits, in my opinion. For the sake of more Mitchell shares, I'm going to go with Keaton Mitchell here since Woody is gone. M. Stockton, good to see you, man. GoldenEye, I'm a Texans fan since living in Texas. That's right. I thought you were a Texan. Mostly I'm tired of seeing the Ravens win all the time, but times are changing. Times are changing, man, and the Ravens and the Texans, the Ravens took you guys out of the playoffs Stroud's rookie year. So maybe you're holding on to that grudge a little bit, right? Nah, man. That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like I remember you telling me stories about road trips in Texas, so that adds up. It certainly adds up. My guy is gone, isn't he? You guys know what I was trying to do there. Everyone knows what I was trying to do. He's gone, isn't he? Yeah, 12:02. I'm taking so much from him, but I'm still. I have like an addiction to taking Trey Tucker in drafts these days. That should be on My Strange Addiction. That show would love to have me. Dante DeMora. I'll be taking Texans defense in round 13 and Aubrey in 14. Don't listen to him, chat. Don't do it. For the sake of your team. Well, for the sake of your team, neither of those will be available in 13 to 14. They will not be available. Someone will take both of them in like the 8th to 10th round range. If history proves itself, it will happen. And it'll be a shame. Teams will be thrown away. Braden Geyer. I took Trey Tucker a long time ago. I had to, or else I wasn't going to get him. I get it. I'm just upset. I'm very, very upset about it. Because I like him. I have an addiction, man. I have an addiction. It's actually out of hand. Some may call it unhealthy. All right. Let's recover. What are we thinking here? Now, why not go with Rodgers? I got no problem with that. Done with tight ends and quarterbacks. Maybe done with running backs as well. We'll see. We will see. All right. Denzel Boston. Digger's sniping me here. He's sniping me. Snipey snipe. I don't want too many overlapping bye weeks. That's the thing. I'll go Judy here. I'll just see if I can get a pop-off game or two from him. That's fine. Balajair, I think the Vikings receivers are overpriced and the running backs are underpriced. Kyler can't see over the O-line, therefore they run more in the red zone. Mason is the goal line rusher. I definitely agree with you on the receivers. I think that the running backs, I've never... The problem I have with that one is that the Kevin O'Connell is such... This is the reason I think Kevin O'Connell is overrated. Because I don't think that he... Like, with Darnold, he got really... I wouldn't say lucky. But Darnold, he had a blessing there. Because Darnold is big enough. He's always had the arm talent. And he can see over his line. So it fit his system perfectly. O'Connell is such a pass-first guy. And he can't help himself, much like Shanahan can't help himself, but to use McCaffrey into oblivion. O'Connell's like that with throwing the ball. So I always find it just kind of fascinating with O'Connell. He gets glazed so much in the fantasy community. And I get it to a point, but there is a point too where it's like the dude said famously now, a couple years ago probably at this point, he said, it's more often that teams fail quarterbacks than quarterbacks fail teams. And I think that's interesting because I wonder if the argument will be applied at some point in the future that he failed McCarthy. Because he tried to put McCarthy into this pass-first scheme and didn't have a good enough run game established. And I'm not saying that he didn't run the ball last year, but clearly the talent that they had wasn't good enough. And they were also hurt. I'll give him that. But I don't view them as like significantly under cost. I like the upside of them in the range they're going, but I wouldn't say I'd be too excited for them if they were going in the 7th round. We'll go with Wicks here. We might stick with 5 running backs. I'm not sure. I might go with 6 running backs. I don't know. I've got a little sneaky thought entered my brain regarding running backs. We'll see. We will see. I might do something at receiver here too. But I don't want to say what I'm thinking because I don't want to give the plans away. It's in the vault. It's in the vault for another 8 seconds. All right. We're going Kalon Black. It's been a while, and I want to see if I can get some upside on the return if McCaffrey were to go down. La Eliza, I think he got me into fantasy football knowing I'd become obsessed and give him free advice. Yeah, he's mooching off you. Your maniac is out there waiting for you too. Yes, that's true. It is. She is waiting out there for you. She's out there somewhere. The way to think about it is she's out there, working on herself like you are working on yourself. That's a good way to think about it, in my opinion. Not to get too sappy, but I am definitely one for marriage. Definitely one for marriage. All right, we got one more pick to make, and then that'll be that for the night. That'll be that. We also crossed the 2 hour mark on the stream. So if you haven't already, guys, please do help support the channel by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And once again, I did start selling the Google sheet of Underdog draft strategies. For those of you who have asked me, hey, what about if you already have an account? You can now get this. Just $12 through Venmo. My Venmo is in the description of the video. And when you Venmo me, I'll send you a copy. And it's not even a copy. You have access to it. So you have access to it for life, basically, when I make updates. So it's good to know. Balajair, with Ayuk going crazy, what's your thoughts on the Tyreek Diggs Debo situations? Who has the highest upside? I think Tyreek still has the highest upside. I will stick by my Tyreek take. Diggs has the more, Diggs, when it comes to season long, more upside, but I think just from a condensed end of season standpoint, I'll take Tyreek because I think that he still has 25-point games where he has a couple deep bombs in him. And I'm thinking he goes to Kansas City still. So I'm going to stick with Tyreek. But Diggs is a close second because Diggs will likely be ready to go on a team at the beginning of the year, unlike Tyreek. That's the thing with Tyreek, is that you got to wait on him because he probably won't be ready to go at the beginning of the season. We're going to go with Treylon Burks here. That's what we're going to do. And that's it for the night, guys. That is it for the night. Thank you guys for joining. Again, please like the video, subscribe on the way out. If you do want a copy of this and you've already got an Underdog account, you know what to do. Venmo is in the description of the video. You send me the $12 and I'll give you access to the Google Sheet. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be live much earlier in the day, so make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss tomorrow's stream. And I'll see y'all then. Peace out.